All right. Welcome back. Welcome in. You have found us once again. Shoot the Gap, the Rabbit Hole Fantasy Football Focus Show, here to help you make good educational decisions for your fantasy football team. Yes, I am your humble MC, Brian the Amigo Baldwin. And it's my pleasure, it's my honor to introduce to you Connor, the Gut, or should I say Guns, Marshall. How you doing, Connor?
I got them both. I'm doing good, Brian. Thanks for having me back, bro.
What are you talking about, dude? You're part of the show. What do you mean? Thank you for having me back.
I know, but I always want to appear gracious when my theme song plays. I want good vibes.
I see. I almost played the theme song from Rambo. Oh. I almost did that.
That'd be cool. Mix it up.
Yeah, part two, not the first one. Yeah.
When it's real.
Yeah.
You know, man, you remind me of Rambo, like from Rambo 2. It was all cut
it's
up.
all shredded up. Yeah, it's all shredded.
Give me that shit, man.
Got any tips? Yeah, that's funny. All right, man. All right, cool. All right, there we go. There goes your theme song. All right, man. It is a 2-ring show. And I'm stubbing my toe on something. Oh, my gosh. Look at this. Look what I got.
The Rambo. Good segue.
I got the Rambo. Yeah, man. I finally got the trophy from from the Fantasy Football League, man. So
I'm just happy that you have it and your cousin does not. If he's listening, I mean that.
So this is what the Rambo looks like up close. From this point on, until the end of the season, if it's not the Lord's will for me to win again,
I have my eyes set on it. I have a whole strategy set out for that league.
This is it, though, dude. This is it. Yeah, this is the trophy, man. This is it. Yeah. I didn't even talk to you about it. I just bringed it on you. I got it this weekend. Yeah, so I need to get engraved. Dude. But it's going to be back there on the wall. So, yeah, when you guys watch the episode and you see this thing up there, yeah, this is my trophy. This is my trophy that got me that. It goes with that ring right there. Yeah, this year.
2-ring bump. All right. Speaking of twos, we should probably thank the 2 sponsors of the show.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to start off. You know what? I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to talk about High Volume Music Radio because I have been helping Brian on Drive Time Sports the last month or two, and I've had a lot of fun subbing in there. Anthony's always there, real nice guy, and they got a lot of cool programs over there. A lot of great music, a lot of Houston history. Please check out High Volume Music Radio. The description for every episode has the link for the app that you download. It has all the programs. Brian, what are some of your favorite programs that are on High Volume Music Radio?
Well, dude, of course, man. Rock and Roll Radio. Yeah, dude. If you ever listen to that, that's fantastic. Okay. Of course, dude. Blame It on the Boogie. That's a weekly show. Like all these other shows that we talk about are every week, but excuse me, that's a daily show. Yeah. Blame It on the Boogie is a daily show. So it's on noon to 2, I believe. But you get some really good music there. Yeah, and of course Drive Time Sports with Charlie and Brian, my show. Oh, yeah. But I did a game with Ant a couple weeks back where he had to guess if it was a Rockets player or a Texas politician. And he lost. Okay. Oh, yeah. And so what he had to do is he had to play this one song called Mr. Boogie Boogie the whole time, every time he talked on his show on Blame It on the Boogie. So see, man, we have fun on there, dude. So anyway, those are it, man. It's the pride of Sunnyside. Connor, if it ain't high volume, brother,
then it ain't loud enough.
And Sports Host app. Want to go ahead and make sure and talk about Sports Host app. It's a nothing but love sports conversation app. If you want to talk about football, of course, it's there. Basketball, of course, but also cricket. You want to talk about cricket?
Hell yeah,
it's there. Disc golf. Holy mackerel, yeah, and esports. They got all type of stuff there. So
disc golf is blowing up now.
And because it's springtime. Oh, yeah. so yeah, which means that we got to play.
Oh yeah, we still got to do the Shoot the Gap disc golf episode.
Dude, I would love to do that. I would love for us to try to figure that out.
Let's try to do that around draft time. Probably the weather will be stable by then.
We'll see what the Lord says, man. Because we have notes, so we'll see. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll make it work. Yeah, it'd be kind of neat if we do. But if you're tired of the Twitter, all the hate there, make sure and check out Sportso's app. The link is to the app is downloadable below. All right, man. So let's go ahead and get this party started. It's our 110th show. March 28th in this hopeful year of our Lord. And as we promised, okay, when big fantasy relevant news breaks, we'll be back through the off season and again, we just did an episode and stuff happened. Yeah, now, some of this news that you're going to hear, I think some of it might be breaking, but we're going to actually talk about like the Tyreek Hill trade because we haven't weighed in on that, so we want to make sure and talk about that. So that's one of the things we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about the QBs. Holy mackerel, there's a bunch of QBs that's been happening. So we got a lot going on the show. Before we get started, though, with the news, dude, I got to play this, man. I got to play this. Yeah. So, yeah, anytime you hear that, that means that we got to talk about injuries. Okay, so I know it's off season, but there's some injury news that came out. Cowboys owner GM Jerry Jones said that Michael Gallup isn't a lock to be available for week 1 due to the tearing of his ACL he suffered in January. The ones who are reportedly the beneficiary will be newly signed James Washington and some dude. I don't know, some dude named Noah Brown. I don't know if you know that guy. Yeah, yeah. So, what's your thoughts on that, Connor? Does that change your draft focus on Gallup?
Not Gallup. Well, yeah, don't draft Gallup, but also, I think you would agree with this. Draft Dalton Schultz.
Oh yeah. Well, you're gonna do that anyway, because Jarwin is gone. Yeah, so absolutely. Yeah. That's pretty much what it is. Now CeeDee Lamb and Dalton Schultz are going to be a lot more relevant, So, and they'll probably actually draft some wide receivers since the wide receiver the rookie draft this year is really deep, So,
yeah.
We'll see what they do. Just keep an eye out. But as it is right now on March 28, 2022, yeah, no. Okay. Jameis Winston, said that he's ahead of schedule in his recovery from a torn ACL and said that he'll be back well before training camp. Now, we didn't talk about, this is one of the quarterbacks we didn't talk about. Connor, what was this deal that he got?
He got what? Like a 2-year contract with the Saints to come back, and the assumption is that he's the starter. Is it what, 24
$28 million?
Oh, 28 million.
28. Okay. Yeah. But what's a $4 million?
Yeah, what's $4 million to him? He's gonna spend it on crab legs anyway.
Yeah, crab legs. Yeah, now he'll pay for them. Yeah.
Speaking of someone who won't pay, Voldemort got it in. Zing.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, Kamara, dude.
He's on vacay right now. He's living it up. I've been looking at his gram. He's on vacay with his girl, going to all cool places. He's calm. He's not worried about the legal issues.
Well, of course he's not. I mean, why would he? Be right now, because this is the time to relax.
Looking like a third round pick. Do you take him, bro? Kamara's
well, dude, he's going to be suspended. Okay, he is going to be suspended. That's pretty much he is going to be, and of course, one of the concerns of Kamara, like one stat I heard was that, of course, or one reminder I heard, and y'all remember that he did pretty well at the beginning of the year. Kamara was, with Jameis Winston. Winston was not a hindrance to Kamara. What was a hindrance to Kamara was, of course, Voldemort, but number 2, and the guy that's still there, Mark Ingram. Yeah, dude, that guy's still there. So you have Ingram and you have Voldemort taking TDs away from him, and then you have a semi-accurate Winston being the guy that's going to be throwing out to him. So, no, there's other things I would want to go for in the 3rd round. Yeah, then go for Kamara.
What if he's not suspended?
Even so, I think there's other running backs. Dude, like about that, I would pick Travis Etienne before him. Yeah.
See, I don't know if I would pick him because the Jaguars, they still have James Robinson, right?
It's interesting you said that. Okay. Yeah, well, let's go ahead and segue. Let's segue then, because that's my next bit of news is the Jaguars. Head coach Doug Peterson said that James Robinson won't participate in OTAs, and since he had surgery to repair his torn Achilles in late December, he really isn't expected back anytime soon. Or ever. So I would say right now, March 28th, 2022.
Or ever?
Yeah, I said that. Yeah, because dude, look at Deontay Foreman. He's the one who he's the only guy I can think of that tore his Achilles.
Cam
Did
Akers.
or Cam Akers. Okay, Cam Akers is a freak. All right. So, but he still, when he came back, he still wasn't as dominant. He came back a little soon. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't go for James Robinson. So yeah, I don't know, man. I'm thinking his ride might be over. But Peterson did say that Travis Etienne is expected to take part in workouts early in the team's offseason program. So he's healed and ready to go. And that, of course, is the teammate of who, Connor?
Trevor Lawrence.
A college teammate of who?
Trevor Lawrence.
Yep. There you go. And Trevor Lawrence just got an upgrade on the tight end, just got an upgrade on wide receivers. So it's just, yeah, because the wide receivers they have are speedy wide receivers. Chenault. They have, of course, Kirk. They grabbed him.
They're trying
Who
to
was the
go
other?
West Coast system offense.
Yeah, but that's going to free up a lot for the running back, and so I think ETN's going to be really good. So I would pick him over Kamara. Here's the thing, in my opinion, ETN's going this way, and then Kamara's going that way.
Well, that's very interesting, but I'll be honest. I don't know if it's the best comp because I don't think anyone would be. I could be totally wrong. I don't think anyone's drafting ETN that early. I don't think anyone's drafting a third round pick.
Okay.
But let me do you this. I know we have a lot of stuff to cover, but I just want
Swift. DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, or David. I'll stay in the conference. David Montgomery.
Okay. I don't know if David Montgomery's going to last the third, but yeah, I gotcha.
You think he's gonna go sooner than that?
Oh yeah, he should. If anybody's not, drunk or stoned.
I hope everyone's drunk and stoned.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see what happens. Last bit of news is of injury news is on the running back front. It's coming out of Baltimore. Both Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins, who both if you remember, they tore their ACLs in training camp last year. Head coach Jim Harbaugh said that this quote unquote this is what he said. He said we'll probably play it safe a little bit with those guys and take our time and just bring them along for the season. Okay, so what that means is that you're not going to see them in OTAs, you're not going to see them in training camp, but you'll probably see them as the whenever they start gearing up. Maybe the last game in preseason, maybe you might see them. So that's probably what you're looking for. So if you didn't, my question is, Connor, to you, is let's say if that's the timeline, no OTAs, no training camp, but yet they play in the last preseason game. Where do you draft J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards, and who would you draft first?
It's really interesting that you bring this up because I was thinking the other day, okay, the Ravens are going to come back, Ravens going to run it back, purple power, yada, yada. And then I thought, yeah, the Ravens were really great. Well, the year that the Ravens were the greatest, technically, was 2019. And in that year, who was the RB1 for the team?
Mr. Jackson.
Correct. So, theoretically, if the Ravens were to bounce back, he's still the running back one. I'll be honest, man. I think it's going to be a system. I think it's going to be a platoon. And I think that J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards will both be serviceable and they'll both have a good game or two, but I don't think that they're going to... You're going to constantly be trying to sell yourself on how they have this insane potential and it's never going to pan out. You'd be better off drafting the other guys we've been talking about tonight. You could probably get Elijah Mitchell for the same price. You could maybe get Kareem Hunt for the same price. There's a lot of better options for that price.
Okay, so who would you draft first? That was the question.
I don't want to draft one of them. They both suck.
I know, dude. I know you're being all political, man. Of it. We have
Gus Edwards because he's bigger.
Okay. There we go.
He's bigger, so he can handle the injury better.
And that's actually a hot take because what everybody's saying is J.K. Dobbins is going to be the man. Yeah, that's everything I'm reading.
I hope
he is.
I want him to be the Dominator. I want him to be the Dominator so bad.
I'm telling you, man. I've never. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that was it. That was all. That's all I got. The issue. Yeah, here you go.
Ganoos, no ganoos is good ganoos. You ain't got any blues if you ain't got any ganoos. Ha!
A little bit of news. A little bit, yeah. We got a lot of news. All right, man. All right. So let's go ahead and start with Tyreek Hill. We already know that he got traded. We already know that he got traded to Miami.
Swam away.
And we don't have to go over the picks and everything like that. I mean, the one of the reasons why we're doing this we didn't break it, like we I must come clean, say the reason why we didn't do the video, my fault. I play in a band and we had a gig in Tyler, Texas on Friday, and that's when we were going to record. So my lugs, this is why it's on Monday. Connor was gracious enough to allow it to be moved back. So hopefully you guys will be as kind as he was to me.
Well, it worked out because I was out singing karaoke. So now we're here.
What's your go-to song? Just real quick. Go-to song, karaoke. Go for it.
I did Everlong because I was paying tribute.
Okay.
I did 4 songs. It was just me and my friend Kalani though. We each did 4 songs. We carried that night. I did Everlong. I did Interstate Love Song. I did Danny California. I had a fun time.
Yeah. Connor has a really, really good voice. If you have a chance, check out his music. It's under Moderately Famous. Yeah, it's really good stuff. Right. Yeah, so check this out. Tyreek Hill he's gonna be paired with Jalen Waddle. All right. Yeah. So let's get to the exciting part. Wow, that's gonna be one of the fastest wide receiver tandems ever.
Yeah, and Gesicki.
Oh yeah, Mike Gesicki, Chase Edmonds is going to be there.
Yeah,
so they still got Devontae Parker. Even though I did read that he's on the market. That they're listening to trades, but they want to keep him. So that usually means whatever. But they did sign Cedric Wilson from Dallas. That's another serviceable, speedy wide receiver. So it's going to be nothing but speed there. All right, so that's exciting. Yay! That's the exciting thing. Yay! Okay, now let's look on the other side. Okay, Tua. Okay, Tua likes to throw short passes, man. These last time I saw, he didn't really bomb it. Maybe it's because he didn't have the talent.
Or the line, with him, they have made some moves on the line this season. That's
they signed a Pro Bowl offensive lineman from New Orleans. Yeah, they signed him away from New Orleans. So he's in Dallas, or excuse me, Miami. They're trying to beef that up. But okay, so I don't know about the bombs. We'll see what's going to happen. So that's still a he. And also, they've already shown that Tua to Waddle is a working combination. They've already shown that works. So why would they get away from it, right? So that means that now they're going to be jamming Hill in there. Okay, so who do you go for, Connor? Come on, man. I've been talking the whole time.
Who do you go for? I'll be honest.
Yes, please. No lie. Come on, man.
This changes the offense completely. So this is a twofold move. First of all, we'll talk about this later, but every team in the AFC West got better besides the Chiefs. So they're fucked now, bro. Their offense was great because Cheetah took the top off. And the Dolphins, the Dolphins, they were kind of a short passing game, but they were getting good. You hit the head on the nail. The Waddle Tua completion was working, and let's talk about Gesicki. Gesicki's good. Gesicki, he's a poor man's Mark Andrews, who's a poor man's Travis Kelce, but the point is he does take the top off in some situations. You throw in Cheetah, so now on paper, you add Chase Edmonds to the mix, so you got a fast running back who can catch. You've got Tyreek, you've got Gesicki, and you've got Waddle. So it doesn't matter if Tua doesn't have the most arm strength. Mm-hmm. Because Tua can throw it to a guy in space.
Yeah, Raheem Mostert also. He signed over there. So, yeah. So
They got Mostert, who's a pass-catching back. He's also a good running back, but he was the pass-catching back when he was in San Fran, though.
Okay, so how are you drafting Tyreek Hill? What round?
Oh, dude, I treat him as a third. I don't think he's going to go that low. I would probably not invest in him because I don't think he's going to be worth the price.
There you go. If you had Kamara or Hill?
Hill.
You would go Hill.
Without hesitation.
Wow, I know, dude. And Kamara was your dude. Wow.
I forgot that
Wow.
they lost the offensive tackle. When we said that, I thought, okay, fuck the Saints. I'm off on the Saints this year.
Yeah, I would. Well, I might pick up Mike Thomas if with Michael Thomas. I mean, see what he does. Like he'll, maybe I don't know, man. Fourth, fifth round, something like that. I don't know.
No, because there's guys like Debo.
Yeah, depending on what's there. Yeah, I wouldn't pick him over Debo. You're right about that. Yeah, but so look, there's different theories, okay, about the Chiefs, right? So I was reading. This goes to my next bit of news. The Chiefs, they signed ex Green Bay Packer Marquez Valdez-Scantling to a 3-year, $30 million deal with I think it's $18 million.
He drops passes, so.
And yeah, in the first 2 years, and incentives to reach a maximum of $36 million. Yeah, so who you got? Juju Smith-Schuster there. You have McCole Hartman, and you have Byron Pringle. Of course, he went to the Bears.
And Josh Gordon is allegedly coming back.
No, right. Josh Gordon is there. Okay, so you have that, and then now you add MVS. Dude, is there a wide receiver? What?
This is what's gonna happen.
What receiving option do you focus on? Do you?
It's gonna be a committee. It's gonna be a committee. Brock was right. Travis Kelce is the number 1 wide receiver now.
No, he said it was the number 2, but yeah. But
no, you told him that he was the. Oh well, this was back when Tyreek was there. But
yeah.
But
yeah, I think you would argue.
And Brock would totally, if Brock was here right now, he would totally say, "No, Travis Kelce is the number 1 wide receiver." No,
yes, just like that too.
Yeah, I did a good job, and I think Juju's probably going to be the one out of those guys, dude. Maybe. I don't. You're going to have 4 guys that all are the same story. Like, they're lovable and they have potential, but they mess up. They're going to do it in different ways. Mecole Hardman's just fuck-up prone. He is. He'll return He'll mess something up, cause an interception, then return a kick the next play. He's that volatile. Byron Pringle... Yeah. He's just kind of like a guy, and then Josh Gordon, but he's probably going to go smoke weed at some point in the season. And then you have MVS, who he's good, he's fast, but he drops passes that are easy catches.
Yeah, that's right about that. You're right about that. Sorry, I can't get you. I couldn't go without you said Josh Gordon, dude. I'm sorry. The song just comes on. It just happens. Yeah. So
I understand it. I got you, bro.
Yeah, that's for Josh. That's for Josh Gordon. Yeah. So yes, yeah. But I agree. Travis Kelce really is the only offensive weapon I think that I would invest in.
And Jerick McKinnon.
No, listen to this, dude. The Chiefs signed Ronald Jones Jr. to a 1-year, $5 million deal.
That changes my opinion.
Okay, yeah. And this is what happened, dude. But today, when I was getting ready for the show, when I was just double checking my notes, getting ready for the show, I went on to the depth chart for Kansas City, and this is what they have as the running backs. Okay, they have Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Ronald Jones Jr., Derek Gore, and some dude named Brendan Knox. That's it. So I don't even know if McKinnon. I guess he's a free agent right now. I mean, if you want to go ahead and Google that real quick, maybe, I don't know. But well, no, don't, because you're recording.
Well, if McKinnon ain't back, then I think I'm going in on Rojo.
Oh, okay. Well, you first thing you said about MVS. First thing you said was that he doesn't. You said he doesn't. He drops passes.
I know that Rojo fumbles, but if the price is right.
Rojo's hands, okay, are fantastic. He's a chef.
Yeah, you're right. I'm probably not going to invest in the Chiefs' running game. I'm probably only going to invest in Travis Kelce.
That's it. What about like Patrick Mahomes?
No.
Okay, like 3rd round, 4th round, 5th round.
It's not going to be worth the price. It's not
okay.
Be worth the price.
Yeah. See, Jerick McKinnon. Hang on. He. Oh, he's a free agent. Jerick McKinnon's a free agent. Yep.
But if he signs, if he signs back, If he signs back, then
Why?
I'm in on him.
I'm thinking the Rojo signing is a sign that he's not going to sign.
Where's he gonna
sign
go? Where'd McKinnon go? He could go to the
Well-
Seahawks. He could go to the Texans.
It's interesting you said Seahawks. You didn't hear me mention Darwin Thompson, right? Do you remember that guy?
Yeah, I do.
Remember that guy? He was waived and he was signed to Seattle's reserved future list, which means that he'll join the team
Such
once
a
the roster is
Seattle
expanded
move.
to 90 players. Yeah. So, but it's a non-story that I read. I read that it's a non-story because I'm reading that the lead back in Seattle will be Rashad Penny.
Hell yeah,
So,
brother.
Yeah,
All us penny
that's what I'm.
truthers. Hell yeah.
Mhm.
Cheers. Tootskis to all of us. And I was 100% right that Chris Carson's new trainer was going to mess him up. I called that shit. I called that shit all preseason, and I nailed it. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but that was my gut right there. That was a gut call.
Yeah, but it's okay. That has a good hit rate, but not a perfect hit rate because Young Wei Koo also trained with Weirdo, and he did fine. So
He did he did worse last year than he did all previous years. So that does not
but
disprove my
that's
theory.
that still is fine. That's still fine for him.
No, he was
but-
out more games than he normally was, Brian. I remember
But
that.
when he hit, he was fine. Greg the Leg. Speaking of kickers, Greg the Leg Zerline, but you're right, he was out. Has signed with the New York Jets to compete with Eddie Piero for the starting gig. Yeah, but Eddie connected on all 17 of his tries in 5 games for the Jets last year. So it seems like Greg is just falling, dude. I mean, he's just he's on the decline.
When you told that earlier, I was like, wow, he's really up and out of it.
Yeah. People don't choose the Jets; they end up on the Jets most of the time. Yeah, so yeah. But we don't need to talk about the Deshaun Watson trade. We already talked about it before. If you guys if anybody listening now are interested,
Are you
you
saying
can
we
check our
can't touch
previous.
this?
That's right. It's previous. The previous show. The previous show, we went ahead and we talked in length about Deshaun Watson. Okay.
Hell yeah.
So if you want to hear about Deshaun Watson, then go to the previous show. We talked all about it. What I wanted to talk about with him was that there was some dominoes that fell because of his trade, right? So after striking out on Watson, the Atlanta Falcons, they traded QB Matt Ryan to the Colts. All right, so you already know about all the intricacies of that. All right, but if you're curious, if you have not heard this, because some people are reporting it, some people aren't, but the pursuit for Watson was the reason why they had to trade Ryan, because it upset Ryan. You know, I mean, you can't go after another quarterback that hard and not piss off your current QB. So it was a bad situation, so they had to get rid of him, you know, and so Colts, Ryan on the Colts. What's your thoughts, dude? Is that gonna be any different than Carson Wentz on the Colts?
Yeah, it's gonna be good, bro. I'm really glad you segued to this. I think that he's gonna give Michael Pittman Jr. a really good year or two for fantasy. I think that this legacy from kind of, you know, Reggie Wayne to Ty and now to Pittman. I think that's the progression.
Ryan likes to throw to tight end, right?
He does if he has a good one.
Okay, so who are the tight ends at?
Isn't Mo Alley
like-
Cox? Isn't it still Mo Alley Cox and Trey Burton?
No, I don't think Trey Burton's there.
But
But it was Doyle. Remember Jack Doyle?
Yeah, freaking baby hands.
But he retired.
So it's
So,
just Mo
yeah.
Alley Cox.
Well, there's another guy there, but I wanted to mainly talk about Mo Alley Cox because he could be one of those
Cox.
late round tight ends that you could grab that could do well because he's huge, and Matt Ryan likes to throw to his tight ends. So
I think
ask.
that's a great dart throw.
Yeah, because in the later rounds he'll be hanging out there. Gigantor will be down there, so grab him, man.
I'm
Yeah, take a
adding
shot.
him to the list. Thank you, bro.
Yeah. You're welcome. And okay, all right. So now we have Atlanta getting rid of I also wanted to mention this real quick. Okay, it's not fantasy relevant, but Atlanta was forced to eat a NFL record $40.5 million in dead money. Yeah, that's what they had to eat in this deal. So crazy. So, but after all this, okay, so they did their deal. They got their third round pick. You already know all that. Okay, and so Matt Ryan. We didn't talk about the man specifically. Where do you think he is? Is he like this year's Matt Stafford?
No, because I think the Colts are going to run a lot more than the Rams did. I'm not drafting him ahead of the 10th round. He's the league's new Ryan Tannehill. There's a comp for you.
Okay. So now they went in and made the trade. Okay, and Atlanta needs a QB. Okay, they're like, okay, we made the trade. Whew, oh man, we don't have a quarterback. We didn't get a quarterback. So they quickly agreed to terms on a 2-year, $18.75 million deal with Marcus Mariota. So, what do you think Mariota is? Is this his second chance to be a starting quarterback? Is he a bridge quarterback? What do you think?
Yeah, it sounds like a bridge play to me.
Yeah. So what does that do to Kyle Pitts? Because he's like this year's like people are gunning for him early. Like they're going to be trying to draft him, I think, in the 4th round at least, at the most. No, at the least, it will be 4th round. Yeah. So I mean, he might go higher than that, dude.
Yeah, because I think that's just overpaying for the landscape, man. I mean, just to reiterate what we talked about, if we switch back from where Matt Ryan was. With Kyle Pitts on his new team now with Mo Alley Cox. Look at the price difference.
Well, Mo Alley Cox is not Kyle Pitts.
That's very true. No. That's very true. No, there's talent and then there's opportunity. And look, if you want to be that fanboy that has to pay up because you have to watch your guy, that's fine. But for fantasy, if you want to construct a team to win, that doesn't always behoove you. I don't think that you can get your money's worth for Kyle Pitts if you're getting them in the 4th round when they're in rebuild. Okay. I don't think that's realistic.
There you go. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's that. Now that's what I wanted to go and talk about. So we talked. This also led to another domino that fell. Okay. Domino. So a team that was at one point, in fact, right before Atlanta, it was New Orleans. New Orleans was going to be the guy. You're going to be the ones that was going to land Watson, right? So they did not pursue Jameis Winston because he was a free agent. They wanted Watson, so they were all full focused on Watson, right? Well, they struck out on him. So they turned to Winston. It's like, oh man, we loved you all the time. It was always you. We were just batting out. We were gamesmanship. That was gamesmanship with your agent. Okay, but we've always loved you, Winston. So he is back on a 2-year, $28 million contract. All right, we already talked. We talked about that. We talked about Michael Thomas. Okay, we talk about Kamara. Okay, we talk about Ingram. All right. The thing that I wanted to ask you that I did not get a chance to ask you about with New Orleans, okay, is that we talked about Kamara dropping, right, and that you wouldn't draft him, and you're like, forget it. Mm-hmm. Who would you pick first, Mark Ingram or Kamara? I didn't ask you that. I wanted to ask you that. Really? Okay. Yeah. All right. So
Ingram's old.
Okay. Man. Okay. All right. So. There you go. I mean, yeah, that was one thing I wanted to put it. But I did want to mention that Winston signed with the Saints because it was a domino from Watson. All right, so I wanted to make sure I mention all that. All right, so this is some news I wanted to talk about. This is something that you're asking yourself, like, okay, well, Ronald Jones signed with Kansas City, so what's going on with the Bucks? Yeah. This is what's going on with the Bucks. Yeah. Yes, the boys are back, man. First news about the unretirement of Tom Brady.
The boys are Bucks in town.
Yes, there you go. Then the re-signing across Chris Godwin. And then now, Leonard Lombardi Fournette is returning to the Bucks after visiting the Patriots to the tune of a 3-year, $21 million contract.
Hey!
So talk to me about Fournette, man. Talk to me about Fournette. Where do you draft Fournette? 3rd round. Would you pick up Fournette?
No.
Whoa.
I am
Really?
no.
Continue to think that way. Please.
Okay.
Please stay that track. Please, for me. At least in the leagues that you and I are in, please.
Well, now I'm not. This is what we call competitive objectivity.
Yeah. Oh, that's what you want? Oh, then I'm gonna grab him. Why? Because you want him. But why do you want? I'm not because you want him.
No, look. I'll be honest. He's good. He's good. I have a gut feeling they're gonna bring someone else, but I trust you. So he got paid. He got paid, and Rojo's gone. So your assumption is he's gonna be a bell cow.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was, dude. He was a bell cow last year. And he's got Tom Brady, and Tom Brady loves him some Fournette. So, yeah, I'm thinking that's what that he's going to be definitely worth a third round pick. Yeah,
I'm kind of wondering if Brady he likes the guys he has there, so he's going to feed Fournette, Gronk, Godwin, and Evans, and that's going to kind of be the thing.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good assessment. That usually is a good assessment of the situation, because past actions are usually a good predictor of future behavior. Okay, so that's what he did last year. So yeah, man, if you're blessed to see Mr. Fournette in your third round, yeah, just do what Connor did whenever Derrick Henry fell to him in sixth pick last year, 2 seconds, not even 2 seconds, boop, he picked him. It was like half a
without
second.
hesitation.
Dude, the guy with you saw the pick of the one, a fifth pick, and then Susan went to you, bam.
Well, it was funny too because he was taking forever, so I was just waiting. Yes, he picked someone else. I was like, if he doesn't pick Derrick Henry, I'm picking Derrick Henry.
Yeah, that's how I'm viewing Fournette. Yeah.
Well, dude, okay, let me ask you this: Fournette or Cam Akers?
Fournette.
Okay, Fournette or DeAndre Hopkins?
Fournette.
Fournette or Devontae Adams?
Fournette.
Fournette or James Conner?
There's
the line. There's the line. See, I would go James Conner in the third round, man, over Fournette.
Yeah, that's hard to argue.
Agreeo.
Yeah. If I would be really happy if it was if I was third round, it was one pick before me, and both those guys are sitting there. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna grab one of them. I'd be really happy that. But yeah, you're right. Yeah,
has James Conner become the tails to the Arizona Cardinals? Sonic and Nuke.
Well, we'll see how Nuke. I don't know, man. Nuke, yeah, and with Christian Kirk gone, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, hear me out.
I'm listening.
He's gonna be cheaper. He's gonna get more targets than he got last year. You're almost guaranteed. Yeah, because think about it. Christian Kirk's not there. Christian Kirk was he was like the most useless piece of the offense because he's gonna take up a lot of targets, but he's like really unpredictable with what he does with them. So it's just like waste.
What about Rondale Moore though?
Okay, to that I say this: the offense is more streamlined. You have Rondale Moore and you have DeAndre Hopkins, and you have AJ Green, who occasionally remembers to turn around and catch the football.
I don't think Green's coming back, brother.
Exactly.
I don't think he is.
So it's just the DeAndre Hopkins show. DeAndre and some fucking second-year guy? Forget about it. Fucking DeAndre 22.
Zach Ertz, Zach Ertz is there, and he was a favorite target, and they also re-signed the other tight end that was starting to break out, Max Williams. So they signed him, so they might be running 2 tight end sets.
That's all very true, but all of this points to one thing: the Cardinals' offense is turning more into the Texans' offense, which DeAndre had a high floor because he was fed a lot of targets. I'm trying to tell you, all these signs point to the best wide receiver is DeAndre, and it's the story used to be. We've got DeAndre, but we've got these other good guys. Now it's just okay. We've got DeAndre, and everyone else is still learning the offense. So if they're not throwing it to Zach Ertz, like you said, that's a very good point. If they're not throwing it to James Conner, if they're not throwing it to the other tight end, and if they're not throwing it to Rondell Moore, they're probably throwing it to D Hop. But D Hop is probably still going to be Kyler Murray's first read on a lot of his throws. And what I'm saying is, DeAndre Hopkins, he wasn't terrible if you got him last year in the second round. But if you get him in the third round this year, he's a good cheap wide receiver 1. He's a good cheap wide receiver 2.
I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. Yeah, I would still go with the running back if I'm forced. Because here's the thing, man. Is I literally did an experiment last year. I did running back heavy in one league, and I did wide receiver heavy in the other. The one that I did running back heavy in. Okay.
Well, good for you, buddy. You finally got to win your way. I know that's your way.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. So so anytime whenever it gets to that point, I tend to lean that way. So we'll see, though. We'll see. I mean, this is March, so we'll see how things go. Last bit of news I want to talk about is the Jamison Crowder. Okay, dude, the Bills, they let go of Cole Beasley. Okay, they dropped him, man. They waived him, and they signed Jamison Crowder. Okay, to a 1-year, $4 million deal.
Better, taller slot wide receiver.
Yes. And so, in the offseason, the notable additions that the Bills have done are Von Miller, okay, to the defense. Then they also added Jamison Crowder that already has Stephon Diggs and Gabriel Davis. And they added O.J. Howard where they already had Dawson Knox. All right. So, dude, I always, when I look at any type of wide receiver or receiving option signing in Buffalo, I always think about the dude that got me this thing right here. This my first ring, which was good old Stephon Diggs. Yes. So talk to me, dude. What does this signing with Jamison Crowder? What does it do as far as the wide receivers? I mean, who's the guy to get?
They're going to spread the ball out. The guy to get is Diggs. He's probably not worth the first round pick anymore or the second round pick. Josh Allen's the number 1 quarterback for fantasy.
Is Diggs a wide receiver 1?
He's a low end wide receiver 1.
If you see Diggs or Hopkins in third round, who do you go for?
Oh, I'm going for Hopkins because there's less competition.
I had Diggs last year, okay, and he probably hit wide receiver
last year.
Okay, yeah. So, but Diggs probably hit wide receiver numbers, dude. I don't know, man. Maybe a handful of times, 2 or 3 times. It was always getting watered down with Gabriel Davis or with Cole Beasley. Jamison Crowder is going to demand more targets because he just always gets open. He's just that kind of guy.
Knox.
Yes, Dawson Knox, and now they're going to
Howard.
probably. Yes, O.J. Howard, who's a pass-catching tight end. He's really good at that when he's healthy. I mean, so, yeah, dude, I think you're right. I think the winner of this whole thing is Josh Allen. So, but they still, as of right now, they're still rolling with Devin Singletary as their running back 1. They try to swing the bat, and get reinforcements with J.D. McKissick, but he decided to stay with the Commanders. Which is awesome. I was able to say that name in this episode, which is fantastic. I love that. I love it, dude. Commanders. That's such a cool name, dude. Well, mainly because we live in the state of the Texans. Okay, yeah. So whatever, man. Whatever. The guy had to have been sold on the fact that, hey, everybody that lives in Texas is what? And Texas is what? They're a Texan. So by default, we're all Texans. So that's going to be our slogan. Yay! I mean, whatever, dude. It's stupid. Stupid. Anyway. All right, man. Do you have anything more you want to talk about?
C'est la.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and land this plane, my brother. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Make sure and please hit the like, okay, and subscribe and the bell. Okay, the bell is the most important one. Why? Because we just talked about it. That we only pop in whenever there's fantasy relevant news, and it just so happened there's been a lot of fantasy relevant news. Okay, so we'll start going into a more of a weekly episodes when. probably around after the draft, after the NFL draft, whenever we start seeing how things susses out, and whenever you start getting the ADPs and everything, we start talking about draft strategy. We'll definitely be coming back in when it's time to start talking draft strategy. So make sure and hit that bell, because anytime you hear us, you see an episode, something went down that you need to know about. We want to thank Sports Host. And, make sure and download Sports Host app and also the High Volume Music Radio app. And check out Connor's book, You Know Too Much. Yeah, it's exclusively on Amazon. So make sure, Prime, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so check that out. And, of course, every Thursday, 4 to 6, make sure on the High Volume Music Radio app and also highvolumemusicradio.com. Make sure and check out Drive Time Sports with Charlie and Brian. So on behalf of Connor, the Gut Marshall, your humble MC, Brian the Amigo Baldwin, and the Fantasy Trophy, the Rambo. We want to thank you for watching, and we hope that this year's an even better year than last year. And time for the parting shots, Connor. Time for the parting shots. Do you have a parting shot for me, man?
It's important to make your reads at this time of year and write down all the guys you like. And write down the guys, that maybe your friends see something you don't. And it's good just to have a general list that you have to go off of. What?
Make sure and you're saying make sure and steal other people's research.
You know what? If you read my book, which I know you did, I'm talking to the viewers, you would hear what Coach taught me. He was a progressive, and what it means to be a progressive is you watch what the best people in the field are doing. You just do what they're doing. That's literally what I'm doing. I'm taking his tricks and I'm applying it to fantasy football. And I've gotten 2 rings doing it. So it is a method that gets you winning, Brian, he likes the running backs. I like trying to find the steal at the quarterback, not paying up for one of the top quarterbacks. And I like to get a good tight end, and I like to make a trade. That's what I've done. And one year I abused the system because the Steelers running back was listed as a tight end.
You did not abuse the system, okay? That's the same thing when all these fools are saying, Astros cheated. No. What you saw was something that we all had an opportunity to grab that guy. None of us grabbed him. Yeah. You did, and you're the beneficiary.
Just
all right?
Like
you figured it out.
Had Patterson last year. He was kind of a cheat code.
At one point, yeah. Then he went, boom.
Yeah, I got lucky because he when I picked him up, he hit and he carried me the whole way. I had him, Kamara, Dalvin Cook, and Damian Williams. I was punching you with 4 running backs. No one could take it.
What league was that? That was the
that was SJD. That was 2018. That was 2018. T.Y. Hilton carried me.
Yeah. That shows you how long we've been playing. Yeah. My party shots. My trophy. Look at my trophy. The Rambo. Yeah. This is why Connor's listening to me. Yeah.
And the other ring. And I listened to you before you won anything. To be fair, I got in on the ground floor of your advice.
Yeah, but this is I'm really happy about that, man. Yeah, I finally got it. So this could be yours one day, Connor. This could be yours.
It will. I will have my name etched on it.
All right, so let's go ahead. Last line, Connor. Remember, everybody, in fantasy football, as in life,
don't dream it, be it.
Be it. Yeah.